So it just happens, you feel. And when they felt that I was concerned about them, even they would say, Ma, we are working so hard, can't we get medical diet? The medical diet is a special diet which is for the ones who are ill or all those who do hard labor. Right? So he said, this is also hard labor. Can't we get medical diet? So I spoke to the IG, so he said, all right, they will get one diet for two. So there they get fish, they get eggs, they get milk, they get good food, right? They crave for good food. So they know, when they want to go for parole or something, it's me who will speak for them. So, it suddenly became as though, even now, if I don't go for 7 days, they'll keep calling me, Ma, are you all right? Are you well? Are you sick? Why aren't you coming? So it all happened very naturally and over time. As I say, it took about 9 months. It's just like giving birth to a child. It took 9 months for me to become a mother. I was madam when I walked in. So love happens. And when that happens, everything else falls into place. And they all come from very different backgrounds, each one. And each one has committed a different kind of crime. I don't know if I should relate this story. I was a little apprehensive and reluctant to take any rapist in my team. Somewhere I had a mind block about that. Not any longer, but then I had. So once I was auditioning some more boys, because when they saw they were going out, they were getting parole for 5 days. Mind you, they go home for 10 days now, and they come back. And they go unescorted, without any police escort. So that's the reward they get for their performances and for their good behavior. Now everybody wanted to join in, not so much for the love of dance, but for the benefits of that food, of the parole. So I was auditioning 10 other boys who were interested. So one of them was a rapist, but I didn't know. But others knew that I had this mind block. It was a mind block. So one of the boys whispered into my ears, he says, Ma, this is a rape case. I mean, not to take him, that I was against that. I was very embarrassed because he was standing right in front of me. So I said, all right, you go and let me talk to him. So I asked him, I said, is it true? What he's saying, is it true? He said, yes. So I said, why do you do this? I mean, actually, you're a coward. You're a coward. I told him very sweetly, but I was firmly. So he said that you're a mother to everybody here. I said, yes. He said, but can I ask you a question? I said, of course you can. So he said, will you come aside? So he took me to the other side of the room and he said, has anybody ever asked me what was done to me when I was young? I didn't understand. I said, what? Would you like to tell me? He says, no, I can't tell you. It really shook me. So I said, you want to dance? He said, yes. I said, okay, you come. That was the first one I took, and now it's all open. The barriers are all broken. But it got me thinking, especially lately, that a lot of things are being done for the girl children, for women. But because boys are not supposed to cry, boys cannot express their feelings, so it's not being manly, all their emotions are suppressed many a times. Even if something happens to them when they were a child, they don't normally express. So I started finding out, and it was shocking to know that equal number of young boys are trafficked, as many as girls. But many of us don't know about it. That is why I went for these juvenile offenders. because there must be a reason for what they have done, what they did. Because a child is a child, whether it's a boy or a girl. And this is where I had, all kinds of feelings and thoughts came into my mind. You see, when a girl dresses up like a boy, or works like a man, or does things like a man, she's elevated. But if a boy dresses as a girl, or does the things that a woman does, he's looked down upon. When we talk about equality, let us all be equal, and let us not always judge, and learn to forgive. Yes?
Ma'am, you spoke about a consistent group of people that you've been coaching for the past 9 years. So how do you plan to expand this to people who newly enter the jails, or have you been recruiting them continuously?
Yes. When I first started, almost 12 years back, only 6 of them are there. They keep going out, the ones who are released. Only some of the lifers remain. Other lifers also, fight their cases in high court and are released due to lack of evidence. So many more have come in. So they call it the dialysis machine. They all come, they get reformed, and they go out. So many have. That's how I have hundreds of them.
So, ma'am, if it's someone new who is about to join, how difficult is it to that person to accept this philosophy or to accept what is happening? Because people who have been with you for a few years have affection and love for the program for you. But for someone who's joining new, how does that develop?
See, firstly, they know about the result of the whole journey. They know that it has done good to people. So, and when they come and see the rehearsals, it's very infectious. So they want to join in. And now I actually have a lesser load, because all those few boys who have been there right from the beginning, they do the initial training. I wish I could take you all and see how we rehearse. The ones who have been doing it regularly, the veterans and the semi-veterans, they are doing it in one space. It's quite a big place. And every day they wash that place, right? And they keep that wet blanket on the side, so everybody has to open their shoes. Mind you, I have not taught them. They'll open their shoes there, wipe their feet, and they walk in. Now that's a demarcation. The veterans dance this side with me. The novices, they rehearse, they keep following them on the other side. So that's the demarcation. And they slowly graduate to this part. So my job is now far less than it was, because my older boys, they did the initial training to these new ones, and I just do the polishing now. That was our performance, yeah.
I was in the first year at So if these colleges are receptive, why don't you tie up with the social service arms of these rehabilitation education institutions and at least take care of the educational bit for the children of the offenders, or at least standards 1 to 10 can be taught, 1 to 6 can be taught by all these college going students. So why don't you tie up with them?
They will not be allowed to go into the prison. That's the problem.
You can't bring the children out.
No, that's what I said, they live like prisoners. If I could, I would put them to different schools. So that is the whole problem with the system. I have spoken to the chairperson of child welfare. She says, yeah, they can. But if our present DG he doesn't allow. And his word is final. So, well, this is how it is, so we try to make the best of it. So when they are 6, we try to put them into other schools. Nothing else can be done. Pardon, I missed your first part.
I was wondering how heterogeneous is the group of people that are involved in the project? Because, yeah, I agree with you when you say that we are normal to judge anyone else, but still it's something that is in the human nature to take distance from some actions and crimes that we do not accept. And yeah, you look like a very wise woman accepting all the kind of crimes, but I think that within the group of people you work with, not everyone can accept the crime that someone else does.
No, well, initially it was, but once they are working in a group, and especially something like music and rhythm and dance, it makes you think differently. That's what happened with them. That's why, as I said, there is no religious barrier anymore. And I have in my team more than 14 or 15 who are serving a life term, which means they were into murder. Right? But why they murdered? What made them do that? They are of different categories. Whether it was for greed, whether it was for self-defense, whether it was to protect somebody, whether it was accidental. You know, there are all different kinds, different categories of even murder cases. And some who are maybe psychopaths. So, but when they are doing this, they have tremendous bonding and they accept each other. They have accepted each other. They have these little feuds once in a while that, even if you're staying in a hostel, in a boarding, you can have differences with your friends, right? Those they have. But when it comes to being together, they're very, very well knit team.
So you have never experienced some kind of difficulties within the group to make group together and have this kind of educational activities?
No. I have not faced, as I say that any work you do, there will be problems, there will be obstacles. Right? If you consider an obstacle, it becomes an obstacle. But every problem has a solution. And it's how you look at it, how you deal with it. And I think that connection again is that common bonding and that love they have for me. They will never let me down. Right? It's again all about emotion, yeah.
Just one question. How do you do it to manage between your work life and your personal life? Do you consider yourself as someone dedicated their whole life to this kind of work? Or do you have some barriers between this work and your personal life?
One thing I'm good at is time management. I know when to do what. Okay? I give equal importance to every aspect of my life. Of course, now my children are grown up, my grandchildren are grown up. So that part, I don't need to really take care of other than spoil my grandchildren. Alright? And meet my children whenever I want or whenever they want. But that responsibility is not there. But at the same time, I have my own dance school, I have my performances, which are fewer than before. I don't perform as much as I used to, but I still do. But as I said, it's all about time management. See, the jail work is usually during the day. Even if I spend 5 hours, it's during the day. My dance is usually in the evenings. And there are many other things that I'm attached to, many other things that I do other than just this too. But yes, I think if you can manage your time, that's something I can boast of being good at.
So do you think that your life is well balanced between your work?
Oh yes, it's very well balanced. Sometimes it topples, but then again I bring it back. Yeah.
This is about the funding. I know it requires a lot of money. You said that most of the dances are made because of invitation from government and other people. I suppose they don't pay a ticket to see you live, like the dance. Wouldn't it be a good idea organizing some sort of paid dance tour, or and then the money would go back into the same projects?
Will you do that for me? Write it down for me. You can plan it for me. I'm extremely bad when it comes to finances, let me tell you. But the work has never stopped. Yes, we have difficulties, but it doesn't stop. Sometimes there are disappointments that I take it in stride. But believe me, I really don't know how to raise funds in a more organized way. And I feel if I give too much time there, I will not be able to give time to the work that I'm doing, for the work that I require that funding for. So I need people, I wish I had that funding to have professional people to do that work. But I really don't have. Even to raise that fund, I have to run around. So it's not there. So if you can suggest something, if you can work out something for me, for our team, that would be, and believe me, for the running the school, it doesn't really require much. You know,
Sorry, there's still the materials for the children, and not only
everything comes from somebody or the other is always giving. So I really don't need much money, and I don't want too much money. You know, then that becomes a headache to handle that. So I just need enough to be able to do what we all want to do, all that we need to do. So I don't need a lot of funding, but I do need enough to sustain so that we can work with an open mind. If you can do that for me, thank you.
To begin with, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I've been involved in certain projects as well.
Can you all hear? Would you like me to give him the microphone? Just pass it. I got interested because he has a plan.
First of all, into organizing a show as yours, you need a hall for which you have to pay a certain fee, I guess, or a percentage. But after the show, I'm pretty sure people will get interested if a marketing campaign would be run. I know it sounds really difficult and everything, but it all starts with a news channel, for example. I'm pretty sure people in the news would be interested in promoting your story, because I'm pretty sure every single person in this hall has been impressed by your story. And yeah, just a short call to a news channel. I'm pretty sure a reporter would like to hear your story. You would make it to the news, and then all it takes is just a hall, a place, and a time. And then, as you said, things just come. That would be my suggestion for in case you will need funding. And who knows, maybe there will be this whole idea will grow bigger, and more volunteers will hear about it. So you would find somebody for every specific task.
Thank you for your idea, but I'll tell you where the problem lies. I remember Al Jazeera, the channel, they had come with their crew to do a documentary on this, but they were not allowed to enter the jail premises. And all the news channels, when they want to make a news, they really want to make it colorful or something that people will want to see. But if they are not allowed to enter, then they lose interest. That is a huge problem with whatever I have shot is my own documentation. It doesn't really have a very professional finish maybe, but it has a content. So all this was done earlier. Now nobody is allowed to enter. Nobody. Like no woman is allowed to enter the men's prison anymore. I'm the only one. I think they have forgotten that I'm a woman. But thank you for your idea. Let me talk to some channels if they are interested.
No, what I don't know, have you sent me a list of projects this year or not yet?
No.
So would you care to do that, or can she
Yeah.
by tomorrow a list of things that, basically what the kind of things that students here can do, because it will come free of cost to you. And if there is an idea, first of all, it needs to be, I mean, we talked of juveniles primarily, that's where you need some help. I'm not sure you need any in transgenders, but
No, not for transgenders.
so
No.
whatever project that you want to suggest, just the project title, if you just send it to me by late today, if that's possible, and we'll incorporate that and we'll put it out. And then they will, if somebody is interested, they'll get back to you on a mail ID which you give us, and then you respond, and it kind of starts from there. But then you have to give us a list of 1, 2, 3, 4 projects that, basically they can only give you ideas. Raising funds is not strictly part of the course. They don't get grades if they raise funds. There are always, good things that they can do. So if you can do that, that will be great. Yes, there's still a question. Yeah.
Actually, you all can teach us how to raise funds. You don't have to raise funds. Just teach us how to do that. Yeah.
Just, have you ever thought about writing a book about your story or your personal journey and promote it maybe in Western countries? Because I don't know if it's the case in India, but in Western countries, books can also be a cash machine. So,
Good idea. Then I have to think about it. Many people have been asking me to write, but again, time, because time is a factor, so I will start now, yes, to raise funds.
because also you can just send your video to an editing to an editor, and it can also help you to write a book. It works.
Do you
awesome.
know of anybody who can
I
do
don't
that?
know editors, but I can.
How do I find out?
On the internet.
Okay. See the
It's
internet has made your work easy. Yeah, somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. So the government has always been supportive of self-help groups. During my undergrad, we had a self-help group made called Alokananda that took care of the adult literacy of these folks, and that also helped them in creating a sustainable business model. So apart from those who are not a part of your dance group, can it be possible for others to form a self-help group and fund themselves and make a sustainable model?
Inside the prison, I'll have to find out.
So
Everything is, nothing can be done in the sense.
So something like making handicrafts can probably be done where prisoners are making
That they are doing in the women's, not so much in the men's, but again, distribution of funds within the prison, they have a lot of rules and regulations. They cannot get the money in hand. If also there's a possibility, it will go into their red book or the blue book. They have 2 books. The red book fund or the blue book fund. They will not get in hand. They can't have cash in hand.
And government schemes like Skill India, can a tie-up be possible so that these prisoners, they can go and get some skill, acquire some skill from Skill
Yes,
India?
they do, but they do have skill development.
They talk about the Skill India
Yeah.
program.
Okay, they
So
have
I'm
skill
not sure
development.
that
I don't know.
these government schemes they have enrolled for, because these are national schemes.
Okay,
And these
Yeah.
are mostly what they
what they
are
do is
benefiting
for
from
the
state
local
schemes.
state. Yeah. I'll find out if that is allowed. That's a good idea. But again, that skill development program, sometimes they are not interested most of the time. Because they have their own skills when they were outside. And it's mostly, they're excellent carpenters. You have excellent artisans. They are really, really good. And the ones who are not good, they will not do anything. We have all kinds in there. Some are not interested, they'll just hang around, do nothing, but not do it. Yes.
So, ma'am, much of your success or the kind of work you are doing is based on your personal charisma. So it's limited in some parts of West Bengal. So if you want to expand nationally or you want to make impacts on much larger area, I think that you need to have a professional setup and funding and marketing in a sense. So why can't you do some your own therapeutic the process, and you can train people in a lot of places. So for example, you have a lot of motivational speakers like Shikhira and all, which have their own patented process which they follow, and they have millions of followers. So why can't you do that, so that even after you are gone, this process can be continued, and it's not just limited to some parts of the country, because unless it becomes a national phenomena or people know, because even I think almost none of us know about your NGO. So unless everyone knows about your work which you are doing, it can't be a national thing, and people will I think, and India is such a big country that even if you do work in a small pocket, no one will remember you, and it won't have effect in the long term after you are gone.
Yeah.
So I think that a professional help, professional setup, and expansion is the way to take your idea forward.
Take note, but I don't know how to do it.
This can be a project. If somebody is
Yes.
interested, they can take it up and do some serious work on it.
Okay, so we'll put down the points and send it to him. So
Yes, there's one.
yeah,
I think.
that's
We
wonderful.
can't take too many more questions because time is running out.
I know that there are, I just googled that.
Yeah.
I know there are some social websites where you could do crowdfundings in India, and these websites do not take a fee, and it's solely for NGOs, non-profit, and charity. And usually, what we have found out is there is a huge growth in crowdfunded websites. They are more and more willing to give money because they really feel that they have an impact and they know where their money goes. So I really think your project is a very beautiful and very interesting project, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be willing to give even 80 rupees or even 100 rupees. But if, imagine there is like 1 million people giving 80 rupees, it's at the end a lot of money.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I think that's a better way of raising funds.
Yes. And the idea of really working professionally through websites, and that is a good thing. But give us this. Yeah.
A lot of crowdsourcing websites are coming up as well, which are on similar lines to this.
You keep
Well,
giving
so, yeah.
ideas, and I'll do whatever I can do. Yeah, when we have the fund crunch, I will automatically do it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Many have been inspired, those of us who've come to know. In this state, as she rightly said, hers is a household name. Everybody knows it. But as some of you pointed out, and here, of course, I don't know how many are from West Bengal, maybe one or two, but the others don't know. And of course, internationally, it's not known. So I think one learning from this session has been, how do we take this class, how do we take this session, this experience to reach out much more. I mean, Los Angeles, for instance, happened probably by accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like so many things of your life. What they are trying to say is, why don't we escalate with a purpose rather than only through accidents and only through effort. So anyway, all good things come to an end. We'll share this video a little later because we will have the TT only coming in from the next class. Oh, she's there. Okay. So then you can probably upload this video and they can see it. And this is part of the, as I was saying, this is part of your learning material. It's not just the readings of the cases. This becomes a learning from the case, and you can download, you can keep it if you wish. It's all up to you. On your behalf, may I ask, Amnisha, today is your first day in the course. On your behalf, a small token of gratitude.
Thank you. More precious gift to me today. All of you put together.
No, more precious gifts are likely if you can put down a list of things that you might want.
Okay, thanks a lot.